Hi, I'm AK. So today we're going to talk about a firm called BIG, otherwise known as Big. This is an acronym for the founder's initials, and the country code is DK for Denmark, so it's Big.Dk, literally. They've faced some backlash over this because people say it's the 21st century, we need to grow up, this is juvenile, this is offensive. I just wanted to say a couple things after the edit. I don't actually care if he's juvenile, he can do whatever he wants. So I just wanted to make it clear this isn't personal. I'm here to talk about buildings. But they persist, and I'm quite sure that they will never change it because it seems to be working for them. This is literally one of the fastest growing firms on the planet. I saw something that this was being considered to be voted one of the greatest firms of the year. So we have this firm, based on maybe kind of a flimsy concept of ego, I would guess, or anatomy, we could call it that. And let's look at some of their work. So the first project that I heard about from this firm is actually a power station in Denmark, and there's a ski slope on top of it, on the roof. So you can literally ski down the building. In the final part of our exclusive video interview with Bjarke Ingels, the architect compares his design method to the family game of Twister. So, first of all, I want to say that I don't really think of Twister as a family game. To me, the whole point of Twister is that you play it with people that you kind of want to touch. This is for middle school or high school or college. It's meant to be kind of frisky. So unless you're 6 years old, I don't think you should be playing Twister with your family. It's just like, it crosses too many lines. Here he is complaining that the process starts kind of simple and then it gets more complex, and all of a sudden you have a family member's body parts in your face. To me, this is not how architecture goes at all. Architecture is not Twister. Maybe he's doing this as a deterrent. If you tell people that architecture is like playing Twister with family members, there will not be any architects, no one will sign up. Looking at the building itself, it's a pretty straightforward mass in a way. It's a little crazy, it's a little futuristic, and it has this spiral shape, a pretty even skin, and this is, I don't know exactly what it does. It seems to burn waste. So it's a waste treatment. So either, I don't know if they're burning trash, they're burning human waste, I don't know what they're burning, but they're burning stuff and it's clean energy, and they're celebrating this with a ski slope on the roof. Bjarke actually said, Ingels hopes the new slope will help to improve Denmark's medal tally at the next Winter Olympics. So apparently Denmark isn't very good at skiing because the whole country is flat. You can't make this stuff up. The whole country is flat, there's no topography at all, so they have lots of snow, but no topography. So the architect told people in writing, these are his words, this is not mine, he said that this could help them practice for the Olympics. I looked up the stats, and the ski slope on top of this building is 400 meters long. And if you convert that to miles, it's about a quarter of a mile. So then I looked up long runs, like what is a long ski run? And Jackson Hole, where I believe that a lot of Olympians train, has a run that's 7 miles long. And if you look at Big Sky, 6 miles, Heavenly 5.5, Snowmass 5, Taos 5. So a long ski run is usually about 5 miles. And this building is 0.25 miles. So that's 20 times less. I don't really know how much practice they're gonna get. I guess I would wish them luck. Maybe Danish people don't need that much practice. Maybe they're really good. They just need a little practice. Then they'll get all the medals for sure, The other thing that's funny, there's no ski lift, and you'd think there would be an elevator or something, but apparently you can access this by this magic carpet thing, and you push a button and it's like a carpet and it pulls you up the building, which sounds very slow to me. That sounds very, very slow. And it's like $33 an hour to ride this building. So all in all, it's a little crazy. This has to be a little bit of a joke. And maybe I'm naive, but I thought that people talked really honestly about buildings. They really spoke about what it's doing and why and what it's doing for the community. It's fine that the buildings are simple, but what I don't like is talking to the public as if they're stupid. To me, that's not okay. And I think we should be educating and have honesty, or treat people like they're part of the conversation. In this case, I think he's kind of saying anything at all. So he's saying that one, it's like Twister, so no, and two, that this will help the Danish ski team, no. So he's saying these crazy things, but people paid for it. They want this building to exist. So him saying these things turns into hundreds of millions of dollars. So people love this firm. And people are really responding to this because I think it's so simple, it's so clear, and so straightforward. I understand that a lot of architecture is opaque and boring and not understandable, and maybe what this is doing is it's providing an understandable alternative, which is why people are getting excited about it. Okay, moving on. Let's look at some more of his projects. I'm clicking on one. This project is called Dong. So apparently there's a little bit of an obsession with male anatomy. The diagram of Dong, there's a block, and then it becomes little blocks, it becomes a checkerboard. Looking at this building, it looks exactly like that. So there's a collection of plywood boxes that have separated from each other and moved out, and that's about it. I think we've explained the building. A lot of these projects seem to be kind of the same. You know, there's a thing when people say, describe what you do to a 5-year-old, and that's how you know that your message is clear. Well, that's not too hard to do. So I make buildings that have a ski slope on top of them. This project is called E126. From looking at it, it looks like it's basically the same diagram as the other one, where it's a grid, it's a checkerboard, and then it kind of separated, and this has some twists to it. So it's a little bit more complex, I think, or maybe it's not. Oh, I see what they did. They took a T-shape and then they pushed one side of it in. So pretty basic. And his website actually has all these diagrams. But I have to say, looking at the side of the building, it's pretty much the same diagram as the other building. So E126 is very similar to Dong. I'm just saying. They're working on squares, apparently. Apparently squares are very important to this firm. This one looks like a cycling path. So, okay, pretty self-explanatory. That one also looks like a cycling path. Okay, we have multiple cycling paths. Okay, here's another one. Ooh, this one has arches. Oh, because it's an existing building. Okay, well that makes sense. That makes sense. So this one is called MTN, like mountain, I think. And it looks like zigzag, and there's a set of blocks. Again, we have blocks, and the blocks are on a tilt. I'm getting this continuous theme of blocks. So there's always stacked cubes on top of each other. They're always kind of stacking in little pyramids. But you know what this actually really looks like? It looks like Minecraft. So, now we understand. I think what's happening here is that because he's young and a lot of his staff are young, I bet they all grew up playing Minecraft. And this is basically like Minecraft in real life, and that's why people like it. I think we figured it out. You know, I think that architecture is capable of being very complex and very nuanced. And this is the opposite. It's literally Minecraft. This is literally just a stack of cubes, and now they're tilted. Or in this case, they're pulled sideways. But it's so simple, and maybe that's why people are responding. And that's why people are hiring this firm to build things all over the world. You know, maybe we just needed to stop making really complicated buildings that no one could understand. And people are tired of architecture that they don't understand. But here, I would say this is maybe a bridge too far. So the last thing I wanted to say is that, yes, they played with this idea of making a pixel big, literally. So they made a square, a single pixel, into a room. And that was their innovation. But by doing this over and over again, and by making the same building over and over again, not only is this not innovation, it's sending us backwards. So that's just the point I wanted to make. It looks futuristic, but it isn't innovation. I hope that the future is more poetic and more meaningful, and it's not just a stack of sugar cubes. Anyway, let me know what you think in the comments below. As always, I love to argue about architecture. I will respond. Thank you so much for watching. So I think he might be trolling us, actually. I think he might be trolling us.